Holy shit. Hey. Can we appreciate how fucking cute this is? What? Yeah. Hey besties. Welcome back. Sorry I haven't posted in I don't even know how long. I was so excited to like get this channel like up and running, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna post all the time. Honestly, my goal was it wasn't even a very like intense goal. I was like, I'm gonna post once a month. Couldn't even accomplish that. I did really good for like the first like 2 months, and then I forgot. It's fine though. Chi, come here. No, don't drink my matcha, please. You want that? See, you don't like that. It's weird and green.
You're green.
Anyways, let me stop fucking yapping about random stuff. We're gonna stay focused on the topic, which today is fashion books that I recommend for anyone out there that's like just getting into fashion, or you want to learn more about fashion and you're just not really sure where to start. I'm gonna give you some of my favorites. As a fashion designer, I feel like I have quite the insight into this. That's like so crazy to say. Like, I have a bachelor's degree in this shit. What the fuck? Who let me get that? I don't even know. So yeah, I went to school for this. So I got a lot of books through school. I've got a lot of books just through other recommendations. And I'm gonna kind of sort through all of those and tell you, don't drink that. And tell you which ones I actually recommend and which ones are like, you can pass on. So let's start with like fashion design itself. So number one, this one clearly has been through it. This is my fucking baby, my little sweet pea, my sugar plum. Yeah, this is everything to me. Now, oh my god, it's also like really fucking falling apart. So this is specifically the 5th edition of Patternmaking for Design by Helen Joseph Armstrong. This is kind of, I think, the holy grail for most like fashion designers. There's definitely like other options when it comes to basic pattern making. This one I think is like very all-encompassing. It has a little bit of everything. It's got children's wear, it's got men's wear, it's got women's wear, which I think is really nice. It's definitely just a great jumping off point when it comes to design and like how to start. Now, there are some issues in this book. There are definitely like some mistakes in the pattern making, like specifically like in some of the basic blocks. You have to kind of really critical think about like what it actually is meaning to say. For instance, it'll say one thing, but it actually means another measurement, and it'll show that in the picture. So you kind of have to cross-reference and like figure it out, which I know they have made a newer version of this book. I'm not sure if it's out yet. I know that there was a couple people collaborating to make the newer version. So if that's an option, I would probably recommend that more, because I'm sure that fixes all the mistakes. But I haven't noticed that the mistakes like really have messed me up too much, except on like the men's shirt block. I don't know what is up with that one, but I have not been able to like really figure out like what is wrong with it, because every time I try to do it, it comes out wrong. So I just modify like other block patterns to make a men's shirt block. I don't know. But fashion design is definitely a field that you will always be learning in. I like, people tell me like, oh my gosh, you know so much. But no, I'm absolutely still learning every single day. But yeah, this one, fantastic place to start. Fantastic place to start. This book is a fantastic jumping off point when it comes to fashion design. I also highly recommend getting a fractional chart. This is something, you can't even see this. This is something my teacher gave to us in school. Professor Bailey, you are a genius. I love you. Thank you. This is incredible. This has saved me in many occasions. Yeah, fractional chart, I highly recommend. Super helpful. I am obsessed with it. I will go ahead and link one or this one down below so you can have it, because really it is super life-saving. I feel like I talked about that one for fucking ever, but it's because it's the most important one, because you can't do anything unless you have a basic understanding of pattern making, unless you're a draper, which, to be honest, I'm a little bit more of a draper, but you know what? Pattern making has its place, and I understand that. Okay, moving on. Another one that I like If you are really just brand new and Helen's book is like too much, that's okay. We also have this one, which I love. This is one of the first ones that I started with before me and Helen became acquainted. This I got with my rulers. I'll actually link this down below. This is a fantastic little set. So it comes with your rulers. It comes with like your hip curve, your straight rulers, little square rulers as well, which is amazing. And it comes with this. It's just a little guide to pattern making. It has just like basic block patterns, and it has like sleeves, and it's super duper simple. Like the measurements are ridiculous. Hold on. Literally, it only has like 10 steps. It's so easy, and you don't even need that many measurements. I think you need 5. Yeah, you need 5 measurements. Whereas in Helen's book, you need like fucking 30. So this is the best one. And I might try to do like a little video using this book to like show people how to do a basic block, because I feel like it's such an easy process, but it's so intimidating looking at books like Helen's because it has so many extra measurements, which are good. Well, you need that when you're trying to be super precise, but honestly, a basic block like this one can be adjusted to accommodate anything that you really need. So I highly recommend this one. Okay, and now let's talk about my favorite thing, which is draping. I love to drape. And honestly, you don't really need a book for draping. And most books for draping, I don't find particularly helpful anyways, because I don't know. I think most people that are drawn to draping aren't really that type of learner anyways. Like reading a book is not going to really teach them what they need to know. You just have to you're more of a hands-on learner. So draping, you kind of just got to get in there. But there is one book I have found that is actually fantastic. I don't have it with me right now. I left it at my parents' house. So I actually FaceTimed them so they could show me so I could actually get the name of it. The Art of Fashion Draping. Now this book is absolutely incredible. It has so many different draping techniques, and in the way it explains things is so easy. There's a lot of pictures. It was meant for me. Definitely more of a hands-on learner, and it really is made for people like that. Now, a book I don't recommend is the one that I actually had to buy for class, which is funny because it's actually sitting on this shelf where I was FaceTiming with my parents. The Draping, the complete course. It sucks. That book is not good. It doesn't really explain shit, and it was really fucking expensive, and I hate it, and I still have it. But like I thought about selling it, but like no one wants it because it's garbage. Okay, now let's move into Textiles. There's 2 books that I recommend for this. Mainly Textiles, the classic one. I think that like every school uses this book because it's just like good, or a variation of this book. I particularly like this version because it's the one that I have, and I like it. I don't know. But it's good. I like the 12th edition specifically by Sarah J. Kudolf and Sarah B. Marchetti. I think that it's a great book. I think it has everything that you need in it. It is also not very expensive, which I think is nice. There's a lot of textile books that are at like a higher price point, which I'm sure they have like really important stuff in it as well. And I would like to get more into textiles eventually, but this one has, like all of your basic stuff. Like this is going to get you to a much higher level of knowledge. Like when you go to a fabric store, you're not going to be like, this one feels silky. This one is quite rough. You'll be able to go into a fabric store and really describe what you need. You can describe the hand of it. You can describe the drape of things. You can describe what the actual fiber content needs to be, because these are all things that are very specific, and it's really helpful to know, especially when you go to like a big fabric store that actually has like a multitude of different fiber contents in their fabric. If you're going to like Hobby Lobby, it's all polyester. Like it's pretty easy, like polyester, cotton and polyester. So, but it's just good to know. Okay, next, moving on, we have the Textile Fabric Consultants Inc. Basic Swatch Kit. Now, this is something that we did in school. I think a lot of people hated this shit. I particularly didn't love it just because I'm not like a big homework person, but honestly, kind of fun. It has like an incredible amount of swatches of just all these different things that I've never even heard of. Like this, even the first one in here, Crash. What the fuck is Crash? Well, I'll tell you. It's a balanced plain weave with a heavy weight. Kind of nice. Little see-through. It's just got all these fabrics that are, I think, really interesting and cool to learn about. This is a book that I just kind of like to look at sometimes when I have an idea for a project, but I cannot visualize the fabric for it. So it's really nice to go in here and kind of like feel, because I'm very much like a feeling person. Like that's how I know what I need when it comes to sewing. So like right here, this page specifically has a bunch of shears. It's got like some georgettes, it's got chiffon, it's got organza. And so if I was wanting to do something sheer and I was trying to figure out like what fabric I needed to use, I could come here and feel them and see what I really needed for that particular project. And I just think it's really helpful. I know a lot of people like in schools are like, oh, this is just annoying, but I think that it really is something that is helpful later on. Okay, moving on. Oh, I forgot about this one. Okay, we're moving back to pattern making for just a second because I forgot. This pattern making specifically for knits. This is Pattern Making with Stretch Knit Fabrics by Julie Cole. I don't feel very passionately about this particular version of this book. It just happens to be the one that I have. I don't really work with a whole lot of knits, but I have used this for like dresses and skirts and stuff, and it's been really helpful. Also has a lot of information about shrinkage, and it shows you how to measure for shrinkage when you're doing stuff, which is something that I forget to do, and it will bite me in the ass. So this book is fantastic. If you actually listen to it and do what it says, it can be very helpful. This is also like something that you don't need right off the bat, because Helen's book does have some working with stretch as well, but this is just like the more advanced version. Like this is the expansion pack, I would say, for later on. But especially if you're really wanting to work with stretch, like athletic wear, get that shit. That's awesome. Okay, so this book, this is Ready to Wear Apparel Analysis by Patty Brown and Janet Rice, specifically the 4th edition. Now, me and this book, we've had a long and complicated history. When I was in school, hated this book, hated this class, did not give it the time of day. Because I didn't think that I would be a business owner. I'll be real with you. I was like, I'm going to work for a company and I'm just going to do like the design thing, right? Like I'm going to do patterning, I'm going to do tech packs, like I'm going to do that kind of stuff, and I'm not going to have to think about this. Haha. Funny, because now here I am owning a fucking business and I have to do this shit all the time. This book has actually become so helpful for me. It has information on labeling. It has information on like the consumers, sizing, stitching. It really is like a Mod Podge of things. So it's actually helpful. When I was in school, I did not appreciate it. Apologies to my professors, because really like y'all were trying so hard to drill this into my head, and I was too busy thinking about the fact that I wanted to leave class. Sorry, because this is actually like this has become one of my favorite books, so apologies for being such a fucking stuck-up asshole. Yay! Okay, moving on. Can I have that? Okay. Nope. Now we're gonna move into more development of garments. So my biggest recommendation is some kind of basic sewing book. Okay, listen, going back to the basics is never bad. When you want to construct things to a higher level, you have to think about every single stitch and just be precise with it. And that's a big problem I had when I first started, was I would just whip things together. I wasn't thinking about hems, I wasn't thinking about finishing seams. I was just like, oh look, these 2 pieces are put together, perfect. And then it looked like shit. Because you have to think about it. You have to think about the entire thing. Like starting at the patterning phase, you need to be thinking about what kind of hem is this going to have? What kind of finish am I going to be doing on these seams? So books like these, I have 2 of them. I have the Vogue sewing book, and then I also have the Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Sewing, which this one is my personal favorite. Thank you to my professor, Dr. Starr, for giving this to me. It is absolutely incredible. I went into school and I'd been sewing for years, and I really thought that I knew so much about it, right? Because I'd been sewing for such a long time. But I learned very quickly, especially with this book, that I did not know nearly, I would say not even a quarter.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is.
the things I should know when it comes to sewing. This book has so many seams that I'd never heard of, so many techniques for finishing them. It's just incredible. Like, I think this is a phenomenal book. And this one's great too. I mostly bought this one because it's cute. I got it for like 50 cents at a yard sale. But this one is good too, you know? I just like the pictures better in the Reader's Digest one. This one's got a lot more words. Like, look at these pages. Like, why are there so many fucking words on these pages? Yeah, but definitely get a beginner sewing book. You're not too good for a beginner sewing book, okay? Don't be stuck up. Okay, don't be a little bitch about it. Get a beginner sewing book. Okay. Moving on. This is actually a new edition. One of my professors gave it to me about 2 weeks ago, and it is incredible. It's quite dense, though, I'm not gonna lie. It's the Technical Source Book for Apparel Designers, 3rd edition, by Jael Lee and Camille Steen. I think I butchered both those names. I'm so sorry. But what this is it is a book on tech packs, because that is something that I unfortunately did not get a whole lot of in school. They were changing the curriculum a lot when I was in school, so somehow I like kind of missed the classes that it got taught in. Now that I am running my own business and I have dreams of expanding and going into production with companies, specifically I have one in Kansas City that I'm very excited about. Hopefully one day we'll get to that level. I'm gonna need to know how to do my own tech packs. So I am teaching myself, but wow, is it a lot? It is, yeah. I don't have a whole lot to say about this one yet because I am still just getting into it, but so far I think that it does a fantastic job of making it digestible, which is crazy to say because it is such like a dense book still, but it's a very complicated process. Like, tech packs are different for every single company you work for, and I just need to figure out my own way of doing it, which is kind of exciting. Like, doing my own size chart, doing my own tech packs. Like, I'm actually very excited to have like my own versions of these things, but you know, it's still a learning process. Now I want to move into some fun books. Those were all very utilitarian, like you need these to be productive as a fashion designer. Like, they're very much like functional books. But now we're gonna move into some fun ones, just like fun little reads. Okay, I just have a couple here. There's so many more fashion books that I love to read, so if you want more, let me know. But these are like my top 4 fun reads. Number 1, this is just fashion history. It's like from the Kyoto Institute. It's just a book that shows off their collection. It's like 18th century through 20th century. So it's very cool. And the photography in this book is absolutely incredible. Like, this is the great like coffee table book. I actually keep it up in the front of the shop, just like on like a little coffee table so people can look at. And I just love this book. I want to eat it up. It's great for inspiration too. Like, I have like little sticky notes in here of just things that I have taken inspiration from, like in my own collection. And it's just nice to not have to be on Pinterest. As much as I love Pinterest, sometimes having a physical like reference is so much more inspiring to me. I just get so tired of technology sometimes. So this is great to just have like just laying around. I love it so much. Okay, next one. This one's newer to my collection. This is Fashion and Film by Christopher Lavardi. I just love this. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble, so you know I paid too much for it. Ooh, yeah, absolutely. But it's just so cute. I was looking at it for such a long time before I finally pulled the trigger and got it. But it's just fantastic. It goes through so many different instances where like fashion designers specifically were on film, like Gucci, Karl Lagerfeld, Jean Paul Gaultier, Manolo Blahnik, Prada. Like, there's so many instances where like fashion design and film collaborate in such incredible ways. And I am just very obsessed. I think that this might be like my favorite book right now. I love it because I am a big like film person and fashion person, so it's like my two interests are like put together in this book, which I think is incredible. Okay, oopsie, so my camera is out of space, so I don't have a whole lot of time left to talk. I do not understand how I talked for 37 minutes already, but apparently I have. All right, so yeah, this one, great book, love it. Marie Antoinette told in like a very story, it told as like a story, good fashion in it, we like. All right, finally, this one. This is Fashionopolis by Dana Thompson. Please ignore its disheveled condition, lost the dust cover a long time ago, and it has like weird like grease spots on it. Don't know what that's about, but this book is fantastic. You've probably already heard of this one. This was very, very popular in the fashion and sustainability scene for a very good reason. I think that it tackles sustainability in such a fascinating and educational way. Like if you are just getting into sustainability, this is the book for you. Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to be talking into my phone. I got so passionate about this. This book. I keep running out of storage, so I keep having to like delete pictures. But I gotta make this short and sweet. So I will just say that this book does a fantastic job talking about all the different aspects of the problem with fast fashion. It from consumer to production. It talks about all of it, and I think that it is fantastic, and I highly recommend. Okay, yeah, but those are all the books that I have today. There's definitely more fantastic books. Yeah, I mean, fashion is so fun and books are so fun, and when they meet, it's fucking awesome. Do you have anything else to say, Tai Tai? Exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I will try to post I'll try to post not sporadically. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching. Snap, girl. You just dropped something. My jaw. It has been like an hour and Tai Tai refuses to move from this spot. Hey, ma'am. Ma'am. I need to put that book away. Okay, well, I guess that's where the book lives now.